Hi guys! I'm sorry for the lack of videos lately, but quite honestly, the only way I can talk about my life is if I actually get a chance to live it. So now I have lived a little more life for you guys, and I have some really interesting stuff coming up, so I will take you with me. So the next several vlogs and videos may be this type of video, but they will definitely be more consistent because I have missed you guys. All that said, I wanted to talk today on a whim, actually, about disability. Wah, wah, wah. But no, about how you're only disabled if that is your mindset. This is something I realized literally 10-15 minutes ago, and I had to come and share it with you guys. So if you want to learn more, keep watching. So a lot of us, whether we're disabled or not, grow up with a sense of self. And whether that sense of self is you can do anything or you're disabled and you should lie in bed all day and do nothing and not work and just exist, those types of views obviously will take a hold upon us, and they will shape who we become. So I'm not going to get into everything right now because I can't. This video would be way too long. But if I say to myself at work, I'm disabled, and so people are only ever going to think of me as disabled, and they're not going to care about what I have to say and how I have to say it and the kind of person I am and the education that I have, then that is going to be what I perceive outwardly, what I project. And that is what they are going to see. Like, that's the energy they are going to be in, come around me. So that's how they are going to think about me. That is probably not the best explanation, but hopefully you understand that basically the energy you put out into the world is going to be what is reflected back at you, at least in my experience. And if you think I'm a little woo, then that's fine. I am used to being thought of that way. But if you just want to open your mind for a second and go with me, maybe this will be the answer that you're seeking to. So how do I remedy that? If people are obviously going to think of me as less than because I have a disability, how do I make sure that they see me for who I am and not for what I am, if you will? Is if I project myself as confident and able, and yeah, you don't ignore the fact that I do things differently, but you also show yourself as capable and able to work with things, do other things that may or may not have to do with your job. And this doesn't have to necessarily apply to your job, but then in those ways people see that, oh, he or she, they're not, their disability is there as something that they deal with, but I don't see them as disabled because that is not the person they project into the world. If I say, oh, just because I sit in a wheelchair and I need some help with some activities, like with daily living activities, and because, I live in a certain place or do certain things, that signifies disability, then I'm disabled. If I take away all of those things and say, no, I am just a person who is X age, 20 something, and I am living on my own, and I have confidence and am smart and able because I have a degree that I worked for, then you know what? Who cares what everyone else thinks? If they think that you can't get a job because you're disabled and you think that because somebody said that to you, that's what's going to stop you from those types of mindsets and those types of things is what's going to stop you from getting that job. But if somebody says that, oh, Mindy, you're not going to get a job, and I know that I am not as disabled as they see me, and I am confident and, realize that no, they're just wrong and I am going to get a job, then their comment doesn't faze me. The same thing with YouTube. If people say, oh, she doesn't post and, look at her, her eyes don't move right and she's always jittery, and I know that I'm confident and this is my way of being and my way in the world, then what they think doesn't matter. So I just wanted to put that out there and say, if you are struggling with disability of any sort and you are having those same problems, try thinking about it differently, switching your mindset and saying that, I am not as disabled as society makes me out to seem, and I am actually very able-bodied, and I'm able-bodied in these ways, and then list them to yourself, maybe write them on your wall if you need that affirmation every day, and then you think about it in that way, and eventually it becomes part of your mindset, and you embody that instead of embody the disability, then you're not disabled. What's stopping you?